Sports Radio 95.7.
As we mentioned, Cahill walked the bases loaded in the first, and then he was facing David Murphy with 2 away. So David Murphy, the pant legs up high, an open stance, and with the bases loaded, here's the 1-1 pitch to Murphy. Bounced down to second, right to Ellis, and Cahill works out of it. Ellis fires to first for the out. He walks the bases loaded, but the Rangers leave 3 and fail to score, with the A's coming up in the bottom half. It was scoreless when the game went to the 3rd inning, when with 1 out, Derek Barton was hitting for the A's.
1-0 offer, swung on, belted towards center field. It's deep. It turns Bourbon around, and he'll reach up, and it's off his glove. It's on the track. On to second base, and standing there with a double is Barton. Maybe the hardest ball he's hit all year. He tattooed it right over the head of Bourbon, who could not corral it, and he stands at second base with his 8th double of the season.
It's ruled an E8. Wow.
Oh, man.
That's a tough error. And it stays on the board as an error, one of the 3 made by the Rangers tonight. After that, Connor Jackson was hit by a pitch, but then Willingham flied to right. The A's had 2 on with 2 out. The new Papa, Kurt Suzuki, was hitting.
Kurt and his wife, Renee, welcomed Malia Grace to the world yesterday. Everybody's doing great, 8 pounds, 3 ounces. Got a lot of family in town. Looking for his first hit against Wilson. Lifetime, he's 0 for 6. All night, the outfielders have been pinching right center field. Breaking ball ripped toward third. It's by Beltre. It's a base hit, and a run is home. Barton crosses the plate. It's 1-0 Oakland on a stinging line drive from the proud Papa, Kurt Suzuki. That one is for Malaya, and the A's are in front.
The A's would make it 2-0 in the 5th inning. Connor Jackson was leading off against C.J. Wilson. Here's a shot down the left field line, fair in the corner. Extra bases, Jackson turning at first. Murphy plays it back, and Connor Jackson rips a 2-base hit down the left field line, leading off in the bottom of the 5th.
Recently, nobody's been consistently hitting the ball as hard as Connor Jackson.
One thing about the A's this year, they haven't hit many home runs, but they've hit a lot of 2-base hits, and Willingham was up next. The 2-2 pitch to Josh Willingham, and here it is. And Josh hits a deep drive to left center field. Bourbon going back in the alley at the track. He can't get it. Over his head, going to the wall. Jackson had to wait. Now motors to third, turning around third. The throw to the plate is not in time. A double to left center by Willingham has given the Athletics a 2-0 lead. Back-to-back doubles for the A's in the bottom of the 5th.
Third time's the charm for Willingham with runners in scoring position. Got a hanging curveball from Wilson, and he just punished that ball. I mean, he talks about being a pull hitter, trying to finish his swing. It wasn't a pull, but it was a deep poke toward left center.
Cahill would go 7 for the A's tonight. He had difficulty in the 7th inning. Grant Balfour was warming up behind him when the Rangers had 2 on with 2 out, and the dangerous Michael Young was up.
Here's the 1-1. Swung on, tap past the mound, right near Ellis, who charged to the baseball, touch second, force Andrews, and the inning is over. Another ground ball out for Trevor Cahill, his 11th of the night. It ends the 7th inning for Texas. No runs, 2 hits, they leave 2. We stretch at the Coliseum. The A's lead at 2-0.
They would increase the lead, and the Rangers would have a tough game defensively, as they had yesterday in their 5-2 loss to Toronto. The A's a rally in the 7th against Wilson. 2 on, 1 out, and then the A's got some help from Ian Kinsler.
2-2. Swung on, chop left side in the hole. Andrus waits for it, goes to second for 1. Kinsler's relay to first. Not in time. It bounces by Moreland, and that will score a run. Barton comes home from third, and it's 3-0 Oakland. Kinsler trying to force the issue and get the double play ball. Sent one in the dirt, and Moreland could not help him out. And the A's have added a run here to make it 3-0.
Still, there was some tough hitters to get this ball game to the house for Grant Balfour and Brian Fuentes. As Cahill left after 7, Balfour was working in the 8th inning. He allowed a leadoff single to Beltre, and then later a 2-out single to Torrey Alba. Mitch Moreland, a left-hander hitter, was up, and he was representing the potential tying run. Torrey Alba, he's the runner at first. Beltre is over at third. Big pitch right here. 2-2 coming once again. And it's on the way, and it's taken right down the middle. Ring him up. Strike 3, called a fastball. Moreland caught looking. The Rangers in the 9th inning would get a run. A single to right field by Michael Young scored Elvis Andrus off of Fuentes, but then Beltre flied to short center. The A's had preserved the 3-1 win. 1-0 against the Rangers this year as the A's were able to climb back to the 500 mark at 13-13. Nobody on the A's club is hitting the ball any harder right now than Connor Jackson. He had 2 doubles in the ball game and scored a run for the A's this evening. He'll be joining Vince Cotroneo when the A's postgame continues.